to share a story with you, and I think as we get through the story, you're going to understand that this is probably the most important take-home point of this entire course in this entire program. About 20 years ago, I was working in the emergency department. It was an early summer afternoon, gorgeous outside. I had just come in to start my shift, and I got a call that the ambulance was bringing in a teacher. I'm like, okay. And as he rolled into the room, he looked fine, he was smiling, and I asked him what's going on, and he said, I was sitting at my desk just kind of wrapping up some of the end of the year school things, closing down my classroom, and I felt like a sudden sensation of a karate chop to the throat. And I was a little bit perplexed. I'm like, a student punched you in the throat, chopped you in the throat? And he said, no, it was just a sensation. And I was like, okay, then what? And he said, that sensation shot through my body. Boom. I knew what was going on immediately. Shot down one leg. And I was like, okay. We got the staff fully alerted. We got the helicopter on standby. We got a stat page out to the vascular surgeon. And we rushed him to the CT scanner to learn that he had an aortic dissection. The aorta is a large blood vessel that comes out of the top of the heart. It supplies blood throughout the body, but it can tear or rip. And when it does, patients complain of immediate pain, and it usually radiates somewhere into the arm, into the neck, or down the leg. In this case, down his leg. And so I did a quick exam. He had a murmur, which was new, and there was no pulse in his left leg. Very unusual. We got him into the scanner, and within seconds of the CT scan results popping on the screen, I knew immediately that my initial impression was correct. I brought his wife back into the room. I explained briefly and clearly what was going on, and she immediately panicked, saying, we have nothing in place. We don't have a will. We don't have any instructions. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, let's just take care of your husband. Let's get him to the surgeon as fast as possible, and we can sort this out on the other end. He didn't have any inkling that morning when he woke up that he was going to die. I had never met him before. I had no inkling that he was going to die, and his wife certainly didn't expect anything like this to disrupt her day, her life, and her world. We got him on the helicopter. He was stable. He landed. He got to the operating room. They did the procedure, and unfortunately, there were complications, and he died on the table. 44 years old. He didn't expect to die that day. I didn't expect him to die that night. It happens, unfortunately. But this is a moment of opportunity. For those of you facing heart surgery, something catastrophic like chemotherapy, bone marrow transplant, this is an opportunity to create a message, leave instructions, leave a legacy to your family, friends, loved one. What I did, this is my own story, I created a series of videos to my wife, my children, my parents, and my best friends. These videos were cued to play during operative time when I was under the knife, essentially, and then over the next several months as I was going through the recuperation phase. Just expressing gratitude, expressing love, thanking them for supporting me, being there for not only myself but my family, my wife, my children, and just an opportunity to just restate something that had I died on the table, I would have never had the opportunity to share, like the patient that I just discussed previously. So unfortunately, bad things can happen. They do happen. I'm not gloom and doom, but I just want to give you what I think is probably one of the most powerful tools and one of the things that will make the most lasting impact on those that are left should you have an unfortunate outcome. And that is just the ability to connect with them, leave your voice, leave your legacy. I still get comments from my friends. This has been 6 years. I survived the surgery. I had some complications, but I'm still here. And they still comment on the videos they received. My children still bring this up at Christmas time because that was around when I learned the diagnosis. And it's just a very powerful way to share a message and let them know that they are loved and appreciated.